You are not stupid, you are not weird, you are not toxic. The environment you are in is. Today we're talking about a really fascinating but really powerful topic, the environment. The environment that you are living in, the people that you are spending time with, the activities you choose to do in your free time, and the workplace that you are working have tremendous power to shape your mental and physical health, but also determine your success and ultimately shape the trajectory of your life. So I don't know how about you, but for me it is a pretty big decision. Welcome back to my channel. For anyone new here, I'm Justina. I'm an occupational psychologist and empowerment coach, and I'm interested in everything about psychology and neuroscience, how to optimize your mental and physical health so then you and me, we can be fulfilled and satisfied and basically live our best lives. And in adult life, we make a lot of big decisions. For example, what career to choose, where to live, what food to eat every day, what kind of exercise keep on doing. There is so much knowledge out there and so much hype about getting a lot of knowledge. And I think some of us, or me, can forget that environment is actually really crucial as well. And when I talk about the environment, I mean everything what's outside of your body. So not only the place that you live in, not only the country or town, city, but also the house and the people, and then also your free time, the people that you spend time with, your workplace, and your hobbies. So basically every aspect of your life can be described as the environment that you're living in. Now I've seen so many incredible, amazing people being stuck in the environment that is not really meant for them, in the environment that they can't really thrive, so they just keep on surviving and they are misunderstood. They are considered stupid, or they just don't feel great there. It is like a toxic environment to them and they keep on losing the strength to be alive. So I can see with my clients that a lot of them have similar story, that they are stuck in a place that they shouldn't be stuck, and there is so many better places or environments where they could be thriving, and definitely I can relate to that story as well. Some time ago I was surrounded by toxic friends and I really wanted those friendships, desperately make those friendships work, but they really couldn't work because they were just not for me. But I was just putting too much, and that was preventing me from focusing on the things that are more meaningful, or the things that could really work if I put effort into. And it took me a while to understand that there are certain environments for certain people that those people can thrive in, and there are certain environments that those people just should walk away and find an environment where they can thrive. And of course, with environment there are certain obvious things like pollution. You don't want to be in an environment that is extremely polluted because it can impact your physical health and then your mental health. Or for example, when you're living in an environment which doesn't have so many green spaces, that can also impact your mood and daily life. Or when you're living in London, like me, where you barely see the sun, that definitely also impacts not only the activities that you choose to do, but also your mood and mental health. And that's definitely one of the reasons that I decided to move out from London, was the lack of daylight. And I've been noticing how this affects me, and I chose to choose something that will help me to feel much better. But I know a lot of people that I talked to when I told them that I'm moving out from London that they haven't noticed that the weather is a problem, and perhaps this is the environment that they can be thriving in, because they don't take this into consideration. And there's so many things to take into consideration, so many different conditions to thrive. So it's important to know what conditions you need to thrive and be your best self. And then another aspect of the environment that I mentioned before is people. I think that people are really crucial because human beings are sociable creatures, and it is really key to find the people that you can thrive with. Find your people. Even in the worst environment, the worst city, country, or whatever, or workplace, you can still survive or make it work as long as you have incredible people around you that are supportive and you can really relate to, and you are getting on well. Because people have great impact on our lives. Our friends and family can really shape our habits, our hobbies, how we choose to spend our free time, or our food choices, our values, or even influence our self-esteem. When you hang out with your friends and you ask them what they would like to eat, you take that into consideration. So maybe you will have to eat that pizza even though you were craving something healthier. But because you spend time with them, you might make certain sacrifices, or you might have to adjust or maybe modify your preferences if you choose to spend time with them. The same with family and family gatherings. They all have their ways of living or habits and traditions, and if you choose to spend time with them, you might be encouraged to adjust your way of living to theirs. And the same with self-esteem. If you have a supportive group of people behind you, there is really not a lot of limits you cannot overcome. But if you have people that constantly put you down and tell you that maybe something is just too ambitious for you or not realistic, then you might think twice before pursuing something, and you might actually cut your own wings before they grow, because it's harder to go and achieve your dreams and goals when the environment is not as supportive. So if you choose to spend time with, or hang out, or to live in the same house with people that have a healthy lifestyle or healthy habits, and you want to have a healthy lifestyle, a healthy habits, you are more likely to stick to those, and you are more likely to adapt similar habits as them. But it also goes the other way around. If your friends are drinking every single night and they party, and you don't mind it that they do, they will try to encourage you to do this with them, and then you may end up just like them. There is a lot of research showing impact of the people that we surround ourselves with. If you are working next to really productive people, you are actually more likely to be productive as well, even though they might not be forcing you to be productive. If you are the best in your class, you are more likely to decrease your intelligence or your skill set, because you don't feel like you need to keep on growing and keep on developing if you're already the best. So you will start being worse and worse. And the same if you are the worst in the best class. Sooner or later, you will actually elevate your skills and knowledge and experience, and you will get better because the environment will be pushing you to keep on growing and keep on getting better. That's why a lot of successful people will tell you that if you want to succeed in something, go and find the people that already succeed in it, or they are as ambitious as you, So then you can elevate each other instead of spending time with people that try to drag you down, because then you will be wasting your time on fighting with those people rather than them helping you or helping each other to elevate your lives. Some time ago, I decided to do a friends detox and cut off one particular friend that I considered toxic, and finally just decided to let him go, even though it was not really letting him go, it was just that I stopped putting any effort into the friendship, so the friendship just disappeared because I was the only one who was putting effort into that friendship. But my decision was based on the fact that I had been noticing how much the relationship affects me, because when I was meeting with that friend, not only we were talking only about him, so then I felt misunderstood, really not noticed, and really tired after meeting with that person. But also I felt like I'm not getting anything from that friendship. And then whenever I was not seeing that friend, I was usually talking about that friend, why he's not putting so much effort as I do, and I felt really bad about it, that I'm putting so much heart into this friendship and I'm just not getting anything. I wanted it to work so badly that I was just wasting my time and energy on trying to force that person to put as much effort as I was putting, and then it was preventing me from noticing that I have incredible people around me, and those people are more than enough, and I should focus my energy and my time and all the resources that I was putting into keeping that toxic friendship going into those people around me. So I was literally neglecting the value and potentials of all those people around me, and I was not noticing that whatever I really wanted, like great friendships, was literally in front of my eyes. And then I've noticed how much that friend was actually holding me back. Maybe unconsciously, maybe not on purpose, but I didn't feel like I could be growing with that person, because that person was always stuck, always in a victim-like mentality, thinking that everything should be handed to them on the silver platter, and I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be ambitious and work towards my goals actively, and that person was not really aligning with my goals. And now those friendships that I have, we actually inspire each other, we actually want for each other the best, and we want to motivate one another and also be there for each other when something is happening, big or small. We're there to celebrate our successes because we want to keep on growing. We want to focus on personal development, which is really important for me as well. And even though we want to grow in a different ways and we have different interests, we can be there for one another and support each other. So it's much easier to go and get those goals. So for example, when I started this YouTube channel, if I still would be friends with that toxic friend, I would be scared of their reaction for my channel, because they would try to drag me down, think that it is a stupid idea because maybe they want to do it themselves, or they just don't want to see me succeed. But because I have such a supportive network behind me sharing that news that I'm starting a YouTube channel, it's actually not scary at all, and I like talking about it, and I know it's not a big deal, but it's also something to celebrate. And even if somebody criticizes what I do or what I want to do, then I don't have to focus on that, because I have a lot of people that support that or support me, and that's enough, and that is all that matters. And then we have activities. Our daily activities shape our mental health and our physical health. If you're going to sleep very late and you don't have enough of sleep, that will impact your daily life. If you eat junk food all the time, everyone knows that it will impact your mood, your energy, your motivation, your willingness to be alive. But if you get enough sleep, you eat healthy food and you engage in physical activities, not only you're going to be healthier because of all the nutrition and all the muscle building, but also you will be able to manage your stress better. You will boost your self-confidence and you will feel much better every single day, being actually happy that you are alive every single day and taking advantage of that fact and making the most out of your day, because you will have a great health and great mental health to do whatever you're going to set yourself up for. And personally, I definitely see the difference. In January, I had no sugar January, and you can see that story somewhere up there. But then in February I had such a sugar cravings and I was just eating sugar so much and not eating enough nutritious food that impacted my mood. All the activities that I was doing, all my goals were just forgotten because I didn't have this mental or even physical capacity or energy to do anything. So nowadays I want to make smarter choices, and even though I don't feel like it, I go to the gym, I try to eat healthy, I try to get a lot of sleep and a lot of sun or a lot of fresh air, daily walks, a lot of socializing in real life, and do all those daily activities that I know are good for me. I know that they are healthy and I know that they will promote my greater well-being. And the last aspect of our environment would be workplace. And actually, people spend 1/3 of their lives, the same as sleeping, in their work. So workplace and people who you are working with have really profound impact on your overall well-being. They can shape your self-esteem, your habits, your mental health, but also openness to new experience or to new knowledge or skill set. A positive workplace can really boost your productivity, can really encourage you to develop your career or develop your hobbies or skills that you were not originally interested in, but then you decided, why not? Increase your job satisfaction, but also sense of purpose and sense of fulfillment. But the stressful or demanding job can really burn you out, can really destroy all your aspirations and all your ambition and make you do a bare minimum or even cause depression, feeling like you just want to give up on your life, or will push you to addictions because you need to make up for those horrible times that you are at your work. It can really destroy your mental and physical health. And that deserves my work story that definitely shaped my life and made me choose occupational psychology as my specialization in psychology. Because when I was working in hospitality as a student, I really had the worst, for me, experience. I would describe myself as a calm person, mentally strong, and a person that doesn't tend to cry or shout. They just tend to more avoid things rather than just burst everything out. But in that particular job, I felt hopeless. I had so much of job demands and so many responsibilities, but I was not given enough control over that situation. So to give you a context, I was working in an incredibly busy restaurant in central London, and I was often left alone in that restaurant where I had to do everything, absolutely everything on the floor as a waiter, as a bartender, as a runner, and certain processes like giving discounts or handling complaints were supposed to be managed by managers that were never there. So I felt quite hopeless, like I couldn't do anything, but I really wanted to make it work. I really wanted to make this customer service as best as I could, and that's why I felt very hopeless, often unheard, often not taken into consideration, always left alone regardless my complaints that it is not working, I needed support, and I felt like my managers were just not listening to me and they didn't care. So at some point, after working months and months in busier and busier restaurant, I literally started like shouting at my managers. I was crying in the corners, telling people that it's freaking shit here, and I couldn't handle it anymore. So one day I just decided to quit because those managers were literally not supporting me. And for me, that is still the most profound example of how workplace can change human being. Because right now I'm working somewhere else and I am calm. I can manage my emotions, or I'm not crying and screaming at people. My manager is actually supporting me, and this is how it should be. But in an environment when you cannot thrive and be supported, you might feel hopeless, you might feel burnout because you're doing too much all the time. You might lose a purpose of like, why am I even doing it? Is it really worth it? Or it might literally diminish your motivation or inspiration and feel like you don't want to climb the career, you don't want to develop because it is just too much effort, you can't really handle it anymore. Or maybe in the worst case scenario, you just give up on your life. Maybe after work you don't have even energy to do anything. So then you have work home, and then at home you think about work and your whole life becomes huge work, or just thinking about work all the time. So then you're basically living for work, and if that work is not that great, then perhaps there is no reason to be alive in that moment, which can be quite depressing. So I hope that you see with all those examples how important the environment you are living in and the people you are surrounding yourself with is impacting your life. And sometimes you might not be a problem, probably most of the times. It's about your environment that is not for you, and you need to go and seek the environment that you can be actually thriving in rather than just surviving. Because all those aspects, the place that you live in, the people you hang out, the things you do in your free time, the workplace can really shape your mental and physical health and determine your trajectory of your life. So it is a pretty big deal. And fortunately, you can choose the environment and the people and the workplace. Even though sometimes this decision and this execution might not be the easiest one, but if you need help, let me know, I'm here to help. And if you like this video or found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, not to miss more videos about optimizing your mental and physical health. And I'll see you in the next video.